If you've been thinking about making the change from being employed, that corporate 9 to 5, to starting your own business, it is so exciting. There's so many romantic things involved in it. And you see those commercials and hear about all the money someone can make, and they make their own hours and they can do whatever they want to, and they don't have a crazy boss demanding things that don't even make sense. Hear it all the time, don't you? And then somewhere inside you start thinking about, they make all the money they want, but their money doesn't come consistently. They have all the time in the world and they own their time, but don't they work all the time too? These are some of the things that you need to think about as you're moving from the 9 to 5 corporate to being self-employed. Because all those wonderful, sexy things you hear are true. But that tends to happen later, after things are established. There's that startup time where you really need to start changing your mindset so that you can make it to that glorious time of time freedom and money freedom and essentially job freedom. So let's talk about that really quick. The mindset change, what I have found with working with many women through this transition, really has to do with time and money, right? So with time, they think, well, all I have to do is work from 9 to 5 and I can take a break an hour for lunch and everything should be good. Not necessarily so. To me, the beautiful thing about being an entrepreneur and being in charge of your own time means if you want to work from 6 in the morning to 9, take a break during most of the day, maybe have a 2 or 3 hour lunch, and then get back to it, then cook dinner, and then get back to it again later that evening, you have that choice. You see, all the work still has to be done. Unless you're able to delegate to someone, you have to do it. And so you get to build in the time to do it, whether it's during, quote, normal working hours or not. That's where that beautiful flexibility comes in, even at the beginning. Now, at the beginning, will you work only maybe 2 hours a week or 2 hours a day? Probably not. At the beginning, you are building, you are birthing something. You know, if you've had children, think of how much your body was working when that child was gestating inside of you, or how much you had to work to get it out into the world. It's that same thing when you're building a business. There's extra time involved to make sure everything's done right, so that foundation is there for you to keep growing. Now, you can build a shaky foundation. You'll find that your business doesn't grow as quickly and easily as it can. So get used to devoting some extra time to your business. Think of it just like gestating a baby. There's more time involved, but the end result is quite beautiful. Now, money. Let's just talk about the elephant in the room. So money is that thing, that idea that you control how much money you make, and you do. You absolutely control how much money you make. Now, there's some mindset pieces to the money that I talk about in other videos, but your mindset around money has to be right so that you can make the kind of money that's going to support your soul-aligned lifestyle. Now, will the money all come day one when you open your business? Probably not. I'm just being honest. There's going to be that ramp-up time like there is in anything, and you need to be prepared for it. Does that mean that you have to have a year of savings in the bank? Maybe. Does that mean that you need to have a week of savings in the bank? Probably. You know, it's all going to depend on you and your risk assessment. How aversive are you to risk? If risk really scares you, you're going to need to have more savings. If risk doesn't scare you as much, you can have less savings. It's all up to you. Some people decide, I'm going to do my business full time and I'm going to also have a part-time job. That way I have a little bit of consistent income coming in while I'm ramping this thing up. Other people say, I'm going to keep my full-time job and do my business part-time and ramp my business up till it gets to a point where I feel comfortable. Then I'm going to quit my full-time job. And then there's others that just run out and dive in head first, knowing that they will sink or swim. Again, up to you in how you deal with risk. Right? I would never tell anyone to just quit their job or have no other income coming in, especially if they're risk at first, because that's only going to tend to contract you and you're not going to be able to grow your business. Whereas other people who think risk is their best friend, the only way for them to do it and to really make their business grow is to just quit everything and focus solely on their business. Different strokes for different folks. So however you do it, don't make yourself wrong. Just keep growing. Keep growing. Because this is something that you need to put out into the world. This is your message. This is your calling, and other people need this gift that you have. Get the mindset work done so that you can have a beautiful business with a great foundation that blossoms beyond your wildest dreams. Do that mindset work around time. Do that mindset work around money. Because now, my love, everything is changing for your benefit. With that, I say, peace, joy, love to you.